Today we're making a small lady's leather backpack. We drew up a basic idea on paper and cut out the pattern on poster board. Witt's using tailor's chalk to mark the leather, and then a precision knife to cut it. With the softer leather, it's important to keep a really sharp blade, or the leather tends to buckle and shift around. For the straps, we decided to cut them at 2 inches wide. Then applied some tanner's bond tape to the edges just to keep things in place, and then fold the straps over and tack them down so that when we eventually sew it up, we end up with a 1-inch strap. Then we cut or punched all the straps down to the length we wanted, and then sewed them up on the Tandy Stitchmaster Pro using some matching 92 weight bonded nylon thread. This leather is about 3 to 4 ounces in weight, or in other words, 1.5 millimeters thick. So I'm using my bell skiver to split down some areas that would otherwise get a bit bulky from all the folding and layering. You can get these magnetic clasps at Tandy. To install them, I just cut 2 slits in the leather, then push the prongs through, slip the washer over the prongs onto the other side of the leather, then bend the prongs down to keep it in place. We use a lot of top stitching for this bag, so basically I make a stitch along the top side of the 2 panels from each section with the flesh out, and then flip them around and make another stitch along the top edge to clean it up. Then I'll do the same thing to the lid all the way around except for the bottom edge. That way you can turn it inside out and run the top stitch. Then I'll fold the bottom edge of the lid under and place the straps where they need to go and clip it all into place. I'm also using some water-based adhesive to keep things in place for sewing. For this part, because of all the layers, I needed to move over to a machine that is made for heavier weight material. But funny story here, my first attempt at sewing this section was a flop. The straps were moving around too much, so I had to apply some more adhesive to tack it all down, and when I came back to the machine, I forgot to turn the camera on. This part was a bit of a challenge though, because some of the bulk was causing some difficult obstacles. I had plenty of room under the presser foot, but it might have worked better if I used a different type of foot to help get over the tough spots. I was able to make it work and it turned out alright, but I think in the future I'll make it a point to reduce even more of the bulk in these areas to make it easier and hopefully clean things up a bit. Then I'll set up these tabs, tack everything down, and then sew them up to the bottom part of the shoulder strap by sewing all around the triangle and then a square inside the strap with an X in the middle. When we were designing this, we knew we wanted a liner inside, but I didn't want the raw, turned edges exposed inside of the bag. And by the way, I don't have a binding attachment yet for my machine. So the way we decided to handle this is by opening up the liner panels and sewing from the bottom of the body panel to the end of the liner all in one stitch. It'll basically become a rectangular cube that will be double the length of the bag. And then I sew the end panels in, but on the liner side, I'm leaving one seam unsewn because then I can turn it inside out and be able to pull everything through that opening. Then I turned the bag, but before I sewed up that last seam, I'm going to tuck the liner into the bag temporarily, figure out where that magnetic snap goes, and then use the opening to install it. Now I can tuck the edges of this seam into itself to kind of mimic the top stitch and sew it up. Now I'll push the liner back into the bag and make sure everything sits right. And I'll punch the holes and install the button snaps on the gusset. This is so you can keep the sides collapsed and looking tidy. The last thing left to do is to install the center bar buckles that I got from Tandy and punch the holes in the shoulder straps to make them adjustable. And that's it. Finished.
Thanks for watching our video. We finally got to do a video together with this soft tempered leather from Tandy. It's the new Kaleidoscope line. They have 5 different types of the Kaleidoscope you can choose from. 5, 6?
I think so.
5 or 6, but we chose this camouflage color from the Prescott line.
Yeah, this stuff is really nice because it's got like a really soft temper, but it has a really good looking pebble grain to it. And it's funny because we were talking about wanting to try some leather like this not too long ago, and it was like right after that Tandy reached out and said, hey, we have some new leather coming out. We'd love for you to do a video about it. So it worked out perfectly. This is exactly what we had in mind. So huge thanks to Tandy. We love the new Kaleidoscope line. I'll put a link down below, but go into your local Tandy and take a look at it. They'll probably have a sample of each one of the different types of leather they have in the Kaleidoscope line, and you can go feel it, decide which one you like, and then you place an order, and it's here within a week, coming straight from Italy. So it was a really pleasant experience and fun to work with.
Okay, we're gonna tell you our happy mail winners of this week.
So every now and then we want to throw a little something in the mail for the Stalker fam. We got a few hats, we got some Smith leather balm, we got some cool patches. All right, so we're gonna read from a couple of our favorite comments from the sunglasses case video.
Okay, first one, Justin Kendall. As someone that's new to working with leather, I'm glad to see some projects that are good for beginners. Thanks for that. I also like seeing that your family gets involved. It was my daughter that got me into it. Keep up the great work.
Thanks for commenting, Justin. That's awesome. Appreciate it. We're gonna send you a little something. Who's next?
Uriel.
Ooh.
I'm not the best with words, but I love the cinematography of your videos. It's not that easy to put a video together with music and interesting content. Thanks for sharing your passion.
Oh man,
that's super nice.
You guys know I love those compliments. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. This one's from Hal Sampson. He says, I love your projects and you make them look so easy. Your products display such amazing craftsmanship. Man, thank you so much.
These are so nice. Thank you.
Okay, and then one last thing. Something just happened that has literally blown our minds. We've been so excited. We've been dancing around, blowing party poppers, the whole thing. But we just hit 100,000 subscribers on our channel. Woo! Thank you guys so much. It means everything to us. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.
We're heading to Tandy right now to pick out some leather. Oh, that one? Wow. My favorite one so far.
It is? Love it. I like it too, but I still like saddle more.
I love it. I really like it.
We went from only having the Prescott to choose from, and we thought that was hard to choose, and now we've got all these different ones. Not even gonna try and pronounce any of those. Prescott's pretty easy.
Mermaid leather? Are you kidding? We should make you a backpack out of that.
What can we do?
We're trying to decide. It's too hard to decide.
I feel like you have to make the call here because we're gonna be making some ladies.
Some feminine stuff. Wow, good job.
Good job. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, are you guys being naughty?
Can we start holding you like a big baby now?
No, she's just a baby
Oh, look at
tiny.
Look how big
Don't
you
get
are.
so big,
Oh.
Edna. I'll finish editing the video and you go put him to bed.
Okay. High five. Hi, bud. Hey, did you see my new shoes?
Yeah, Park got new shoes today. He's too fancy. So I like the black.
Now, every
Nice.
time I walk into the room, you have to go. Just black. All right, let's go get these babies in bed. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That way. Come down here.